what's up? This is VisitJoan, and today we are building a Fortree City house. Now, I know you guys are all wondering, what the frick is a Fortree City house? Well, I'm gonna tell you in like a minute. Like, you know how I did like the Humalao City house when Island Living first came out? Like, it's the same thing. Well, not really the same thing, but Fortree City is a city in Pokemon. It's in the Hoenn region, and it's basically in the middle of a big forest where everybody lives in tree houses, which I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty freaking awesome. I mean, I want to live in a tree house. I mean, everyday life would be interesting if you lived like that. I mean, when you think about it, you know, like, they live all in tree houses, and they basically get around, well, you can get around on foot, but they also get around by, like, rope bridges from, like, one house to another. And so it's this really great city. And I think the first time I saw Fortree City was, like, in the anime, way back when. Well, it wasn't really way back when. It was, like, when I was in high school or something like that. But, they actually portrayed it in the anime pretty well to what it was in the game. And, they had the tree houses, they had the rope bridges. You didn't actually go inside any of them, unfortunately, but you know, you did get to see the Fortree City gym, which was pretty awesome. And I have to say, no, she's a genius of a gym leader. I mean, she used her Pelipper Steel Wing to ground Pikachu's electricity, which it would have been like 4 times weak to. I mean, how ingenious is that, you know? But this isn't about Winona or her Pelipper. Or her Altaria, which I actually did beat with a cast form, by the way. M&J TV, if you're watching this, I did beat Winona with a cast form. Just so you're aware. I mean, what I did is I used Hail, and then I used Weather Ball, and it didn't faint between those two. I don't remember exactly. I just remember using Hail and Weather Ball, and it took out that Altaria. And I love Altaria. It's one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon, I think. But, anyway, you guys. Back to what I was saying about Fortree City. You know, basically what it is, it's a city in the trees, and everyone lives in tree houses. So I decided, you know what, since I built the Humalao City house, and that was, you know, pretty cool, I figured, you know, why not do a Fortree City house? Because I knew there was this tree in Jungle Adventure, and I saw somebody doing, whatchamacallit, a treetop restaurant? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't even like going out to eat, but I would eat at that restaurant just because it's unconventional and unique. You know, this definitely is not the first Sims 4 treehouse on YouTube, since apparently everybody was doing them when Jungle Adventure came out, but not only was I not doing Sims videos when Jungle Adventure came out, I wasn't even playing The Sims 4 when that game came out. Like, I didn't get The Sims 4 until, like, March 2018. So yeah, I was kind of behind, but I really didn't want to play the game without toddlers. That was kind of a deal breaker for me. But, back to Fortree City. Honestly, yes, I would love to live there. And I did do a video about that a couple years ago when I was doing Pokemon videos. If anybody is interested in that, I will try to remember to leave the link in the description down below. But, yeah, I just love the Hoenn region in general because it's just so diverse, so unique. There's this, like, whole route that's, like, basically covered in falling volcanic soot. And, like, one of my favorite things to do, at least in the original Ruby and Sapphire, because they didn't do this in Oris, which was really kind of disappointing. What they did is, when you would walk through the grass, the grass would be, like, a soot color, and when you walk through it, it would turn back to, like, normal. And so my favorite thing to do is just walk through all the little pieces of grass and turn them all back to normal, because I'm just weird like that. And collecting soot in the soot sack for, like, flutes and stuff, I don't even know. But they kind of changed it in Oris, so that cosmetic change didn't happen. Was a little bit disappointing, but Oris, oh my goodness, I really wish I could go back to that period of time, because Oris was amazing. And I was actually able to go to the GameStop actually in the town that I was going to school in, because I was at school at the time. I actually went with my friend together early on the release morning just to go get it, which I had always, like, dreamed about, but I had never been able to do. Just because, you know, I usually went home on the weekends, but that particular weekend I didn't. Anyway, I just love the Hoenn region, and, like, I have wanted, you know, Ruby Sapphire remake with, like, the 3D graphics for a long time, for, like, a couple of years, and when we finally got it, oh my goodness, it was, like, the best thing ever. But anyway, like, I love the Hoenn region because it's so diverse, and the people live with nature. There's, like, this one city that's like a giant caldera, but it's like, well, it was that in Ruby and Sapphire. In Oris, it was actually like a place where a meteor hit Earth. You know, I heard M and JTV again say this city makes like no sense because the only way you could get into the city was diving or flying. He's like, how do they get supplies? And I'm like, okay, number one, they could have it be the same way as in the anime where there's like an opening in the wall or whatever and you get in by boat. And number two, have you like not heard of airplanes? But that's not the only cool thing there. There's like this abandoned half-sunken ship, which if you saw my cruise ship video, you will know why. I thought that was amazing. But in Oris, it actually wasn't there. It was actually like the Sea Mobile, which was, it was like a half-sunken sea research facility, which basically they use to promote like coral growth and environment for Pokemon and things like that. And honestly, I was looking forward to seeing the abandoned ship in 3D, and the Sea Mobile was kind of a little bit of a disappointment, but it was still pretty cool. But anyway, I would just love to live in the Hoenn region. Like, okay, Alola, don't get me wrong, I'd be happy living there too, but I wouldn't be as happy as I would be living in a treehouse because I'm just weird like that. But anyway, Fortree City, there's a lot of bugs that come and fly in the windows, and so it's not a great city for you if you're not a big fan of bugs, but I really don't care about bugs. I mean, the other day I was on my swing, and I was just sitting there, and this cicada just comes and flies up and just lands on one of the ropes, and it just sits there, and I'm like, okay, and I wanted to get my phone out and take a picture, but by the time I did that, it had flown off, so anyway, that's probably enough about the background of all of this, but, basically, oh goodness, making this was kind of a challenge because I was kind of thinking like I had an idea of what I was going to do. I was going to put the big tree in the middle, and I was going to oh boy, I'm saying way too much, but you know, I was going to build the house around it, and I did that, and you know, I had like a couple stairs going up to, you know, like a couple of platforms to like lead up to the treehouse, and I didn't want it to be, you know, just like a single room treehouse or like a single room like they had in the game, or just like even a simple house like the Humalao City house. I wanted it to be kind of like an interesting house, and I wanted to incorporate the rope bridges in there. Well, you can't do rope bridges that are functional anyway in The Sims, so I did put like a couple of like that look like rope bridges into like other houses that are hanging or like sitting on top of other trees. Well, they were sitting on top of trees, but then I realized, oh, I can't. The top of this tree is literally like growing into this room. So I'm like, okay, I need to take these out and then just put tree trunks around it so it's like still attached. And the same thing happened when I was like building, you know, a house, and I took the tree out so I could see what I was doing when I was furnishing, when I was building. Sorry if you heard that, by the way. But when I put it back, I realized, wait a minute, this isn't gonna work because there's like tree branches everywhere. So I just sized it up, and that worked fine. I mean, maybe there's a big tree in the middle of Fortree City. There's probably a lot of big trees because, you know, I did check the Bulbapedia page, and it did say that there's a lot of rain, and so the trees grow really well and stuff like that. But anyway, you guys, I started this build in, you know, before Machino or whatever it is came out, and I just really got bored when I was furnishing with the options I had, and I'm like, no, this is not going to work. And so I decided to wait until, you know, the pack came out. And actually, when the pack came out, I decided to take the chance and get another couple of packs that I had been meaning to get for a while, but just haven't gotten them. And so I got, you know, I have all the packs I really want now. Like, I got, you know, My First Pet stuff, and you guys are probably wondering, Joan, why the heck did you get My First Pet stuff? That was a terrible pack. And the thing is with My First Pet stuff, is, if you're going to let me explain here, is that the reason it was a terrible pack is that not because some of the content was bad, not because the gameplay was bad. I think the gameplay was pretty cool that you got to play with small pets. The thing that makes it terrible is just the way it was done. And I've said this before, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. But anyway, I did want some stuff from it. There was this one song I really wanted, there was a couple of couches I wanted, and there was, whatchamacallit? I'm blanking on the word here. The aquarium table, the little hamster toy, and of course there's the small pets themselves, which, oh my goodness, you know, and I placed one in this house because I figured, you know, a dog wouldn't live in a treehouse, and I guess you could have a cat with you in a treehouse, but then they never leave the house, so there goes that idea. But, like, you know, a small pet, you know, I mean, a hamster's not going to care how high it is off the ground. And, you know, it's funny because, you know, my cousin's kids, they have a couple of hamsters. And I'm watching this hamster, and my mind is just going to, you know that scene in Descendants where they're doing the video chat with their parents, and Maleficent spends, like, half the call just trolling the fairy godmother? It's the most hilarious part of that movie, but anyway, she's just sitting there like, You really couldn't give Cinderella till 1 a.m.? The hamsters had to be spinning on their little wheels? And the fairy godmother's like, they were mice. But that's what goes through my mind every time I see a hamster on a wheel now. I'm not gonna lie. And even when I was putting the little hamster cage in this house, that scene was just going through my head like, oh my goodness. But, anyway, you guys. I got that at the same time. I got Machino, and, actually on release day, I had never, done a stuff pack release before, so I didn't even know when the heck it was coming out. If you watched my Machino build, you would have known that. But anyway, so I found out it would come out at about, like, noon, and, of course, I had an errand to run because I had a gift card for a store that was going out of business. So I'm like, why don't I just take care of that morning? So, and then my aunt, you know, she decided for some reason, she comes up here to get her hair done. So she decided that was the day she was going to do it. I don't know why she decides to do this whenever a Sims pack is released. I mean, she did that when Strangerville was released, and I couldn't record until like 6 o'clock. Well, not 6 o'clock. I couldn't record until like, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the afternoon because of it. And that was really kind of, well, it didn't even matter because that still was like the best performing video on my channel. But anyway, we decided we were going to meet her for lunch at a store, well, not a store, at a restaurant by the mall. And I'm like, you know what, if you're making me go out to eat, I'm going to indulge and get this waffle with Oreos and ice cream and, you know, stuff like that. So anyway, you know, we come back home and I get the pack. And, well, I don't have a credit card, so I have to use my mom's. And with Origin, when I was buying through the Origin client, I couldn't really find a way to actually put, like, multiple packs in, like, a basket and then buy the whole thing at once. I just couldn't really figure out how to do that, so I had to buy them one at a time. So I did that. I gave the credit card back to my mom, and then when I went to go edit the video, he was like, hey, Joan, did you buy 2 things from EA that were, like, $10? I'm like, yeah, why? Because my credit card got declined at the grocery store. So apparently that was enough to flag the credit card company. They're like, oh, this looks suspicious. And she had to pull out another card to pay for the groceries. And like, anybody else actually have that problem now? Because I don't know, it's not really a problem for me anymore because I have all the packs I want and I'm probably not going to buy multiple packs at the same time again. I don't know, I just thought that was like a little, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that is reasonable cause for suspicion, but then again, you know, when my dad went to go pay for the new dishwasher, he gave the guy 1 credit card, it was declined. And then he gave the guy a 2nd credit card, and it was declined. And he's like, well, you could give me a check, but then I have to take it all the way down to, like, a suburb, like, an hour south of here. So my dad just had to pay with cash, and he's just like, what the heck? I mean, what's the point of a credit card if you can't use it to make big purchases like that? But anyway, this is not, like, gonna be me complaining about credit cards, but I didn't really get to talk about the Machino stuff pack when I was actually making the video because I recorded it ahead of time, just so I could get it out in a timely manner. But, basically, yeah, I pretty much like it, you know, the new photo system, that is amazing, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, for me as a content creator, being able to post Sims like that in addition to Post Player, to me, that alone was worth the $10. And the items are, like, really fantastic, like I said. And, you know, okay, like, the clothing is kind of tacky, but, I mean, I do like the, leather, or faux leather, or what, I guess in The Sims it's faux leather, because they don't really have cows, but I mean, you know, it's a game, it doesn't really matter, you know, if you don't like leather, then don't buy the actual clothing, that's just the way I see it. But yeah, that outfit was kind of cute, but the rest of it was just like, oh my goodness, no, this is like, why would I have my Sim wear this, like, oh my goodness. I mean, the dress looks kind of cool, but it would look 10 times better if there wasn't a Pikachu tail through the middle of it. But anyway, you know, now that I talked about this, I'm probably going to have to put this up earlier than what I was originally planning. Because like I said, like at the beginning, like within the first week of August, I had every single video that I was going to put up in August ready to go with title, with, you know, voiceover, everything. And that was before the stuff pack was announced, and maybe a little bit after. Like when I planned everything, I didn't know that the stuff pack would be releasing in the middle of August. So now that it has, I may have to switch a few things around, but I think that's kind of better in a way. But anyway, we will see how fast I get this done. But you know what? I don't even want to think about when August is over, because that's honestly one of my biggest pet peeves, is like this time of year in late summer when people are just like, oh my goodness, I just want it to be fall. I'm so excited for fall. I'm so excited for fall. That really just drives me nuts, because, you know, I don't have a problem with fall. Fall is okay. It's not the greatest season in the world. It's just like whatever. It's just, I am not a huge fan of what comes after it. Oh my goodness, I hate winter. It's annoying. It's dark. It's cold. It's like, and everything I like to do is like seasonal. So there's like a couple of things, like, you know, like water parks. If I don't go to an outdoor water park within the 3 months of summer, I have to wait 9 months before I can go again. That is annoying, okay? Like, honestly, it's like all I ever do in the winter is just sit inside, will complain about how cold and how dark it is. Like, oh my goodness. And the fact is, where we live, we get like 6 months of winter. We get like 2 months of spring, 1 month of fall, 3 months of summer, and 6 months of winter. And it's just like, oh, come on, give me a break. Like, let this end, and winter goes on forever. So, you know, when people say, I can't wait for fall, it's like, to me, what I hear, I know they don't mean to say this, but what I hear is like, Joan, I just want you to be miserable. I cannot wait until a time when you are miserable. And that just drives me nuts, because fall is a little bit kind of depressing, because, you know, the best time of the year is over. And, okay, yes, there's a Pokemon game coming out. But, you know what, once that's done, the year is pretty much, you know, for me, there's no point in even, well, maybe Christmas, but there's just, like, nothing really to actually look forward to anymore. And it's just like, oh my goodness, it's just going to be the next 5-6 months are just going to be a bleak, endless string of gray, cold, dark days where I can't do what I want to do for fun, and it's just like, no, I'm done. I've had it. I am so over winter. Like, which is why I would really want to live in the Hoenn region, because it's like, it's a tropical region. It doesn't really have, it's warm and comfortable year round, and I just want to live in a place where it's like that. You know, I'd be a lot happier, and just, but unfortunately, I am stuck here for the time being. I can't really move anywhere. So, I guess. You know, in other news, I've actually left my post at kh13.com. And, you know, that's because a lot of different things, really. I liked being on the staff with my one friend, and she actually left her position too, which is a good thing. But I'm not going to disclose the private details of her life on the internet. That's just not right. But basically, you know, I just want to focus 110% on this content, get a following, and then maybe some of my goals will become a reality. So, you know, I mean, I'm not going to leave the site, obviously, but it's just, I just don't really have, you know, enough time for the staff position anymore. But anyway, you know, that's a quick update with what's going on with me. And this voiceover is getting kind of long, so I don't know how long this video is. I haven't finished filming it yet. But I had the opportunity to record, so I'm going to do that anyway. You guys, if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you leaving a like and a comment. And please consider subscribing. Also, if you want to see behind the scenes of anything content related, or just snippets of what's going on with me in general, please follow me on Instagram at VisitJoan. And if you want updates for anything like, you know, content related or Sims topic, or, you know, just, I don't even know. It's just, you want to see when the videos come out, you can follow me on Twitter at VisitJoanVideos. But anyway, you guys, I am gonna get out of here, so bye. Hey guys, it's me. Yes, I lied, but I just wanted to pop in here to let you know that I completely spaced on the fact that I had actually already put a washer and a dryer in the playroom, and I didn't actually realize that until I was editing this video like an hour ago. This is probably the dumbest thing I've done on YouTube today, but you know what? I do stupid stuff like that all the time, and now I have something funny to share in the Simmer Aaron's most embarrassing, stupidest thing you've ever done as a content creator challenge. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that I was aware of that, so you don't need to post any mean things in the comments, and if you have already, delete them, you guys. Anyway, I'm going to be seeing you later. Bye, everyone!